Wade,
Creed.
and this is Slightly Mediocre.
So today we're going to be talking about directors, directors that we like, directors we don't really like, and everyone in between. So we're just going to be listing off some directors and giving our 2 cents on them. So this is just our opinion, our takes. Take that with a grain of salt. Don't take it too harshly. So to start us off, Wade, who's your one of your favorite directors of all time?
So honestly, I'm going to start this off with Kevin Smith.
Oh, there we go.
I love Kevin Smith. He is he's actually one of the main inspirations behind this show.
Honestly, yeah.
Like his show Comic Book Men, it kind of gave me the idea to, do a kind of webcast-esque, podcast-esque kind of YouTube channel. And, honestly, Kevin, if you're watching this, I would love to have you come into our garage and film an episode with us. That'd be super rad. But and not to mention, the fact that he sold his comic book collection to make Clerks one of the most influential movies of that time was pretty rad. And it's sad because no one wants to give up their comic book collection.
No.
I wouldn't want to give up my comic book collection, but the fact that he did it to make him pursue his passion and then be able to do Mallrats and Clerks 2 and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Yoga Hosers, it's amazing. I really like those movies. And overall, he just seems like a pretty down-to-earth dude too.
Oh yeah, he's super chill. He lost a lot of weight recently.
Yeah. Of course, he might be super chill because of but
Yeah.
it's legal where he is. It's not legal in Texas, unfortunately.
Super cool dude. For me, being a big Star Wars fan, one of my favorite directors is George Lucas. Got to credit the man. Give him, people give him a lot of hate for some things, but you got to give him more credit where credit's due. The dude created one of the biggest and most influential universes of all time. I'm like, without him, we wouldn't have Star Wars, and that's just something like kind of weird to think about. Like, we wouldn't have Star Wars, and how much that just impacts a lot of people.
Yeah, and even though he only directed A New Hope, it's still amazing that he was able to do what he needed to do, and it's kind of like a coming from the rags story as well. Yeah. He kind of was scrimping and saving and kind of cutting corners where he needed to basically get that movie out, and it was delayed and delayed and delayed some more, but it ended up being totally worth it, and now he's sitting on a fat stack of cash.
Yeah, and like and even though he didn't direct the rest of them, like his creative vision was a major part of them. Like he'll produce them, he was definitely one of the biggest creative advisors for the films, and he still is. Even though he really doesn't have any rights to the films anymore because he sold it to Disney, he is still consulted.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah, he is brought on as a story consultant, and you see that in the credits all the time of the new movies. Because they want to know, hey, is this copacetic and kosher for us to put this like this? Is that going to fit in with your timeline that you had in mind when you created the story? And it's amazing to me because, I watched a documentary a while back about George Lucas. Every single movie he wrote was written on a legal pad with a number 2 pencil. Not typed, nothing like that. Legal pad and a number 2 pencil. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
That is amazing.
So one of our other favorite directors, I guess, is
Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg.
And this kind of goes hand in hand with George Lucas because they worked together on Indiana Jones. They worked together on Lucasfilm.
Yeah,
Spielberg
used a lot of ILM stuff. So Industrial Light and Magic, lots of
Skywalker Ranch stuff, lots of THX stuff. And it's amazing to see that, the two greats basically come together as one with Indiana Jones. And, we see that with Indiana Jones.
Great films, except for
Crystal Skull. But we've gone over this.
Yeah, we talked about it last season.
We've gone over this.
Yeah.
But, Steven Spielberg, he's definitely one of the greats. You have Gremlins, you have, Jurassic Park, you have Indiana Jones, you have countless other movies, and it's really cool to see that even in today's climate with all these young up and coming actors, actresses, directors, everything like that, he's still able to basically be top dog.
Oh yeah, so pulls out like every film he has like a classic.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just quality
instant.
work.
Like he just has to put his name on it, and
Yeah.
it's automatic classic.
Yeah, it's quality work, and he even helped produce and was like one of the creative minds for the newest Jurassic World films, I guess, which were pretty good. Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We both talked about those in the last season, and there were newer directors. So Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was directed by, what's his name?
So basically, a trend that we've noticed here in Hollywood is the fact that they're getting independent film directors to start doing major motion pictures. So the dude who did Jurassic World, he was originally an indie film director.
Yeah.
And, I feel like that, it doesn't really show in the movie because obviously he has a larger budget, but it's still quality work. And even in the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, still indie director, new director to the major motion picture scene, but he's still works.
Yeah,
and
he did a great job.
Yeah,
and sometimes they don't do a great job, like the newest Star Wars. That was directed by Rian Johnson. I could be pronouncing his first name incorrectly, but that's besides the point. That film was just something else.
No.
I'm like episode 7 was directed by what? J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
And that was okay, but the 8 was just dropping the ball.
Yeah, I feel like the director should have taken his liberties and been like, listen, we're doing a rewrite.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, honestly, I think the only thing that man is good for is a reboot.
Oof.
And I hate to say that because, it's obviously a creative mind and he's a nerd just as much as I'm a nerd, but, pretty much everything he's done has been a reboot. And, yes, it's been successful, but it shows because you have episode 7 of Star Wars, that it's straight up knockoff of episode 4.
Yeah.
And
Copy and paste.
Yeah, and same with Star Trek. The Star Treks he did, just straight up knockoffs of the Star Trek movies. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But another director I like would be Stanley Kubrick.
Oh yeah. 2001: Space Odyssey.
2001: Space Odyssey. He did Clockwork Orange.
Oh. Yeah.
It did a bunch of other movies. But those are probably the most infamous of the many movies he's done. And his attention to detail, I've seen interviews with actors that have worked for him and actresses that have worked for him, and 42 takes just to get one scene right. And it's not even that influential of a scene, it's just like this little blip on the map. But the fact that he's the attention to detail really shows. And, that's something as a viewer you might not care about, but it's the fact that, the time and effort has been taken to do it the right way.
I agree. And, also one of my other directors I really am a fan of is Quentin Tarantino.
The blood and gore king.
Yeah. I'm like, some of the films, you just gotta watch and if you got a sick stomach, if you're kind of queasy with blood, he's probably not for you, but for me and for Wade, we enjoy those kind of films. Like I was watching.
Just how I like my steak.
We were watching The Hateful Eight. At first I was like, is this a Tarantino film? I'm like, where's all the blood? And I'm like, oh, there it is. Oh. Those of you who've seen that film know exactly what scene I'm talking about. Oof. But no, his films are really good because, even though they're gory, there's lots of action, lots of blood and guts. There's actually solid storylines behind them. You gotta watch them a few times over and over again to catch small details that you miss.
But oh my God, the soundtracks! I love the soundtracks; they're amazing.
The Kill Bill soundtracks. Kill Bill is one of my favorite films.
Kill Bill soundtrack.
Those films are
Django
amazing.
Unchained.
Yeah.
Inglourious
Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. The Hateful Eight.
Oh, yeah.
Reservoir Dogs,
the
Pulp Fiction, amazing soundtracks, amazing movies.
And
everyone needs to watch them.
He has a habit of reusing actors and actresses, which is good because those are quality actors and actresses. You
And
know?
the other thing is at that point, the actor and the director have developed a repartee
Yeah.
to know how they can work with each other and how their liberties are with one another instead of relearning that through the filming process. So they already know what to expect from Tarantino. Tarantino already knows what to expect from John Travolta, for example. So
Or Samuel L. Jackson.
or Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson's probably a better example. Tarantino knows Samuel L. Jackson wants to say MFer all the time, right? Tarantino knows that Samuel L. Jackson pulls off angry all the time, because that's just who Samuel L. Jackson portrays himself as, right? Which is cool because that's what he's known for. And Samuel L. Jackson knows that Tarantino is gonna push the limits of blood, gore, and pretty much everything in between.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see that the director, you can see that on screen, is the director and the actor have a chemistry.
Yeah.
Because they've been working together for so long.
I agree. That's one thing I always enjoy with his films is that they're like, he knows how to use each actor to the best of his or her ability, which is really good.
And he stars in his own films.
Oh yeah, he always tries to cameo in them too. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Another good director would be John Lasseter. John Lasseter, he's one of the main. He was actually one of the founders, along with Steve Jobs, of Pixar. And basically what happened is he was working for Disney. He ends up getting fired because he wants to do this story, and then it was basically an uphill battle to get Toy Story out. They get Toy Story out. It's a huge hit. Disney wants to
wants a piece of the pie.
But basically wants a piece of the pie. So they renewed it for another one because Toy Story was such a success, and then they did. It was also an amazing time for technology because no one was using 3D animation or computer animation, period, to be able to do that in a movie. So Bugs Life, Toy Story, they're not old movies by any means. I mean, they're probably about as old as me.
90s.
Yeah, because I think Toy Story came out the year I was born, so that'd put it at 23 years old. It's amazing to see how much technology's changed, but the fact that the fact that Pixar has become what it is just from that movie, they have this huge. They're owned by Disney now, but they have this huge thing, but they're still able to do what they want to do, and they were pioneers of the 3D animation and computer generated graphics of that world, that dimension, and that's sparked a whole new I guess technology and a whole new way of thinking and making movies and everything. So it's really impressive to see that not only was one of the founders able to do that, but he still takes time to direct and do everything like that.
Another director I enjoy is M. Night Shyamalan. 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 Yeah. He. If you really want quality work, his films always are really top notch, and he's known for this plot twist and end.
Like Sixth Sense.
Yeah, but they're just good.
Is it Sixth Sense or Six?
I think it's Six.
I think it's Sixth Sense.
Yeah. You got that Woman in the Water. Some of his other films. His films are just so good because you don't know what to expect, and they're just well written. Well thought out. Acting's good. He always knows how to choose his actors, actresses.
Like some movies you can guess. Like if you watch, I don't know, Fast and Furious, or Die Hard, or Lord of the Rings, you can kind of guess what's going to happen in the end. M. Night, you can attempt to guess, and there's probably about a 20% chance that you're right.
The only thing you can get right is that there'll be a twist.
Yeah, like there's probably gonna be a twist, but you might think one, but in reality there's gonna be like six.
Something else, yeah. Another good director is Peter Jackson. He directed the Lord of the Rings films. He's directed some other films like the King Kong 2004.
The King Kong movie was great. I loved the fact that they had Jack Black in it.
Yeah, that was a really good ad.
I thought Jack Black was going to be a comedic thing, and I wasn't going to like it, but he was still kind of comedic, but not super comedic.
He's more of he was more like just. He really wasn't the good guy, was he? He was just.
No, he wasn't. He was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're a family channel. I'll bleep that.
Yeah, but no, his films are always pretty good quality. They tend to be long.
Very long.
They tend to be a bit long,
Very
but
long.
that just means that they're all quality. We talked about the Lord of the Rings films. We can talk more about the King Kong films later on, but his films are always really good.
Yeah, and another director would be Michael Bay.
Oh, boom!
Boom. Pretty much anything that can blow up will blow up, and we see that in Transformers.
Which should have, Transformers. Oof. The first few were good. Now it's just kind of weird, man. A lot of explosions. I don't know, man. Like he's a he's a good actor, great special effects, but there comes a time when there's just too many special effects. Sometimes it just becomes unnecessary. Too much explosions, too many this and that. So I don't know.
It's like I don't know, because I like the explosions. Obviously it's an appeal.
Oh yeah,
but
guys like explosions.
The storylines are awful. I cannot deal with
the addition of Megan Fox.
I can't deal with the addition / subtraction of Megan Fox. Like they didn't need a Megan Fox in that series to begin with, and they don't need some
bimbo.
I wouldn't go that far, but just the I get it why they need a female character. I really do, because it's what brings in the crowds. But at the same time,
I'm for Transformers, what brings in the crowds is Transformers. Right?
Yeah, I want to see Optimus Prime, man.
Yeah. For those of us that grew up watching this show or playing with the toys, that's the appeal of seeing it on the big screen is what is all that you need.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna see a film because Megan Fox is in it, but what does she really do?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
bring to the film.
I'm not gonna go see a movie for the sole purpose of seeing Megan Fox in a bikini. I'm not. I'm sorry, Megan.
See that somewhere else. You can see it somewhere else. Sorry, Megan.
Damn it, Creed. We're supposed to be a family channel.
We try. It's getting late.
But and then to end it all, I think and this is a good one to end it, would be Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
The
Batman.
The Dark Knight trilogy is one of the best trilogies I've ever seen. I love Christian Bale as Batman. I feel like he is one of the only true Batmans besides Adam West and Michael Keaton.
He could have been swollen though. He could have been swollen though.
A little bit, but honestly, Batman was never super swole. He never was.
Sometimes he is.
You look at the comics, he's like my build.
Yeah, that's also the thing with Batman too. You think about it, he can't be super swole because what are they gonna be like? They see Bruce Wayne and he's popping out of a suit.
That's the thing.
Why is he so swole?
Batman, I compare often to James Bond. You know, he needs to be dapper and fit. He doesn't need to be huge like The Rock. He just needs to be in shape.
I mean, really look at Ben Affleck's Batman.
He uses technology half the time anyway. He doesn't even need to be in shape as long as he has a grappling hook that has a nice tensile strength.
Yeah. But yeah, to wrap things up, that's just basically our takes on the different directors. Let us know what you all think about what directors you like, what directors you don't like, what films from certain directors you like, what films you don't like.
Yeah, I like Wes Anderson. Just before we wrap it up, Wes Anderson, he did Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Isle of Dogs. He also did he did a bunch of other ones too, but Grand Budapest Hotel and stuff like that. And he's always known for these extravagant sets and very interesting dialogue, and it's funny and but it's kind of subtle humor. And that's definitely something that I like. compared to like J.J. Abrams, which is just like, we understand that we don't like J.J. Abrams.
Another good director is James Cameron. Like as both of us as scientists, we enjoy.
Honestly, James Cameron and Ron Howard are probably like the kings of wonder, because James Cameron with Abyss was probably my favorite movie for the longest time, just because it was so interesting. And then you have people like Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott, who did Alien, he like amazing movie, and something that's never been done before, and that was really cool to see as well. But James Cameron, I feel like him actually, he wants to have a sense of reality to it. That way, it's a little more relatable.
I agree.
And then Ron Howard's the same way. But anyway, that's pretty much where we're at. Please let us know in the comments who you like, what movies you like by them. Obviously, Steven Spielberg's probably going to be at the top of the list because it's Steven Spielberg and he's done pretty much everything.
Mel Brooks is a great actor too, director also.
Yeah, Mel Brooks is pretty good with Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs. He's the king of spoofs. I love spoofs.
Spoofs.
Because you have Spaceballs, which is obviously Star Wars. You have Blazing Saddles, which is obviously a spoof on every Western known to man.
Yeah. Like High Anxiety.
Yeah, High Anxiety. Everything like that. So it's a shame that Mel Brooks doesn't really do a lot anymore. But he's also old as dirt. So he probably can't physically do a lot anymore.
The Coen brothers were good too.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen anything by the Coen brothers, though. I don't know what they did last.
It's been a while too. Yeah.
I think it was like Hail Caesar or something.
Yeah, Hail Caesar. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they come out. And then you got the like Wachowski brothers or whatever, the people who did The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Despite their personal things, because I know one of them's like currently in transition or something like that. Because. They're not the Wachowski brothers anymore, but that's besides the point. Excellent, and they're a team of directors, which is very interesting to see and something you don't see very often. And The Matrix obviously was a huge hit.
Yeah. Also James Gunn, he did a great job with the first two Guardians of the Galaxies. He's probably not going to be there for the third one.
Yeah,
he's definitely not going to be there for the third one.
There's a lot of things currently going on in Hollywood that me and Creed here don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah. Just too bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's bad, but it shouldn't have been done in the first place. So, and the way I see it is if it was something you shouldn't be doing it at all because, that's what my mom taught me. So, basically for future people that want to go into Hollywood, if you want to touch someone in their no place, please don't.
Just be mindful of what you do and what you post on social media.
And consent's always a thing.
But that's to wrap things up. That's just our take on different directors.
Yeah, not to end it on a dark note.
No. But to wrap things up,
Let me take a sip of my Wampa cup.
Wampa. So let us know what y'all think.
This has been brought to you by Wampa.
Wampa. Yeah, we lost
the Fountain Brew.
Rest in peace.
So currently I'm trying to watch my sugar intake and caloric intake with some freshly brewed black tea in my Wampa cup. Because we can't use the actual name of the cup because, they don't give us any money.
Yeah, it rhymes with Betty. And, I don't know. But, let us know what y'all think. Once again, this is Slightly Mediocre. And thanks for watching, y'all.
Yeah.